I've been waiting since I was a kid for the government to tell us what they really did. Roswell crashing in the desert sand, bent waters lights over English land, Battle of Los Angeles back in '42, searchlight shining on something that flew. For 80 years they laughed and said we're crazy, but now the files are open and the truth is blazing. Thank God for Trump, he's letting it fly. Watching truth light up the sky, more proof every day, it's coming out clean. UFOs and UAPs, it was never just a dream. From the Apollo missions to the moon so bright, they're dropping documents in the broad daylight. Yeah, the cover-up is crumbling, can't you see? America's finally getting free. We got NASA transcripts talking about the lights, jagged fragments tumbling through the blackest nights, Nazi saucer stories from the Black Forest line, FBI files dropping, it's about damn time. They hid it for decades, treated us like fools, but Trump said release it all and broke all the rules. No more gatekeepers, no more lying games. The people want the truth and we're screaming out the name. Thank God for Trump, he's letting it fly. Imagination watching truth light up the sky, more proof every day, it's coming out clean. UFOs and UAPs, it was never just a dream. From the Apollo missions to the stars so high, they can't hide the secrets no matter how they try. Yeah, the cover-up is crumbling, can't you see? America's finally getting free. Roswell, bent waters, and old LA skies, we still want the answers they've been hiding from our eyes. But day by day the files keep piling up tall. The greatest country on earth deserves to know it all. No more shadow government playing hide and seek. Trump's tearing down the wall so we can finally speak. Thank God for Trump, he's letting it fly, letting it fly. MAGA forever underneath these freedom skies. More proof every day, proof every day. The truth is pouring through, the truth is pouring through. And brother, I believe it's all coming home to you. We waited generations, now we're standing tall. The greatest disclosure this country ever saw. Yeah, the cover-up is over, let freedom ring. God bless America, and God bless our King. Yeah, the truth is finally flying, and it's about damn time. I woke up this morning with a flag on my mind, Another Memorial Day, another hill I gotta climb. Not for me, but for the ones who never made it home, left their blood on foreign soil so we don't sleep alone. From the beaches of Normandy to the sands of Iraq, they answer when freedom calls, never turn their back. This is Memorial Day, America, let's remember the price, the ultimate sacrifice, paid not once but 1,000 times. For the red, white, and blue, they laid their young lives down so we could keep this country the greatest on God's ground. We owe them more than words, we owe them more than tears, we owe them our freedom every day, every year. They were fathers, sons, daughters, and brothers in arms, left behind families with broken hearts and empty arms. Some were barely 18 when they stood on that line, gave their tomorrow so we could have ours, one heartbeat at a time. They fought for the Constitution, for liberty's sweet call. They fought so the wicked wouldn't conquer us all. This is Memorial Day, America, let's remember the price, the ultimate sacrifice, paid not once but 1,000 times. For the red, white, and blue, they laid their young lives down so we could keep this country the greatest on God's ground. Now I'm standing in Arlington, where the hillside is covered in stones, row after row of white crosses, the very best of us, the bravest we've known. Each one tells a story of courage, honor, and pain, each one a hero who walked through the fire and the rain. From Revolutionary War graves to the wars of today, these stones stand silent, but they still have so much to say. Thank God for the soldiers, the Marines, the Navy and Air Force too, the Coast Guard and the National Guard. They bleed red, white, and blue. They don't ask for glory, they don't ask for fame, they just do what's right in freedom's name. We got the strongest military this world has ever seen, because real men and women still stand for the American dream. We got a president who honors them, stands tall and stands true, fights for our veterans like real leaders used to do. He signed the orders, kept the promises made, brought respect back to the flag and the price that was paid. No more apologies for being strong, no more hanging our heads. We're bringing back American pride from sea to shining sea again. So let the bugle play taps real slow across these hallowed hills. Let the tears fall for the fallen, let the silence give us chills. They didn't die for nothing, they died so we could be the last best hope on earth, land of the brave and home of the free. To every Gold Star family hurting on this day, know your loved one's sacrifice will never fade away. Their names are written forever on the heart of this land. They gave everything so freedom could stand. We'll teach our children what real heroes look like, not the ones on TV, but the ones who carried that rifle This is Memorial Day. America, let the whole world see. We will never forget what they did for you and me. For the red, white, and blue, they gave their last full measure. These heroes sleep in Arlington, this nation's sacred treasure. From the hillside of stones, where the bravest now rest, we salute you, we thank you. May God bless the very best. Yeah, we salute you, we thank you. God bless America. And God bless the men and women who made her free.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our special Memorial Day coverage here on Starship Adventures Memorial Day 2026, reflecting on all those that we've lost over the years. Please stand for our national anthem. All right, everybody, sorry about that. Again, I have several buttons I have to hit there. Anyway, my name's Ian. This is a special Memorial Day coverage of Memorial Day 2026. And I just want to make sure it's clear right up front. Veterans Day is for the ones that are still alive, and Memorial Day is for the ones that we've lost. And I like to make that clear because every year I find someone somewhere that doesn't understand that. And so I like to make it crystal clear. We don't celebrate Memorial Day. We observe it. We honor it. But you don't celebrate Memorial Day. You can celebrate Veterans Day. Celebrate what they've done, but it's a little different with Memorial Day. This brings me to the fields of Arlington, where I've visited 3 times. And in my younger days, we walked it. The last couple times I went up, I had people with wheelchairs and things, so we took the tram. We visited Kennedy's grave. We visited the astronauts' graves. We visited the soldiers' graves, Robert E. Lee's home. If you've never been to Arlington Cemetery, you have to go. It's breathtaking. As a matter of fact, it's a bonus because when you go to Arlington, they will bring you up to Robert E. Lee's home, and there's a long story behind that I'm not going to tell tonight. That home has the best view of Washington, D.C. that there is. It's on a hilltop in Virginia. It overlooks the Potomac and over the top of the Jefferson, and you can actually see the mall and all the buildings down there from there. It's beautiful. The field after field of stones that are perfectly aligned. There's some sections that have personalized stones. There's other sections that are all identical. There's other national cemeteries. My uncle, Donald Connell, survived his tour in Vietnam for the first Cav. And he died of lupus, which is something he got while he was in war. And he lost 10 or 15 years off the end of his life because of it. And so even the guys that come home, they suffer. It never goes away mentally. Sometimes it never goes away physically. And I just don't think we pay enough attention to these folks. So I would like to observe a moment of silence tonight where we think about and pray for all the souls that we've lost keeping us safe over the years. Let's take a moment of silence. All right, I want to start tonight by looking at the numbers. You know, this is a science-based show, and I like to always look at the numbers because the numbers don't lie. The heart does. You know, in the Revolutionary War, 1775 to 1783, we lost 4,435 guys. Mostly battle-related deaths. That's when we fought for independence. So all the way back to the birth of the country, we've lost folks fighting for this, what we have today, this best country that there ever was. The War of 1812, which actually went on to 1815, 2,260 deaths in the United States military. The Mexican-American War, believe it or not, we lost over 13,000 men. Only 1,733 were shot dead. The rest died of disease and infection. Yeah. American Civil War. I mean, this is incredible. Total American deaths, because remember, we were on both sides. Total American deaths, upwards of 750,000 people. Deadliest war in U.S. history. The Indian Wars, 1817, we lost almost 2,000 guys. Spanish-American War, 1898, 385 battle deaths, but we lost almost 2,500 guys from battle, diseases, and infections. It was a short conflict that led to the U.S. acquisition of the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Guam. It was fought under Theodore Roosevelt. Philippine-American War, 1899-1902, 4,200 American deaths. World War I, 1917 through 1918. We entered late but provided decisive manpower and resources, led to major social change, including women's suffrage movement acceleration. Treaty of Versailles followed, setting the stage for World War II. U.S. deaths, 116,516. 53,000 of those were battle deaths. The rest died some other way, many of them from disease and infection. We take shit for granted nowadays. We send guys to war, they come back. They either get shot dead or they come back. They don't all die of disease and infection anymore, thank God. World War II, 405, like I said. Deadliest conflict for U.S. in terms of battle deaths. We had 291,000 battle deaths in World War II. We fought that from 1941 to 1945. Deadliest conflict in terms of battle deaths, because at this point, medicine was starting to come around. We were, and they first thought up field hospitals in World War II. And by Korea, they were MASH units, i.e. watch 11 seasons of MASH and you'll know exactly what happened. Very realistic. Most of MASH was written from stories from the Korean War or World War II. Then after World War II, I mean, we lost 291,000 people on the battlefield and a total of 405,000 people. 405,000 people. That's the population of like a small state. Korean War, 1950 to 1953. It was a Cold War conflict called a police action. 36,574 people died. By the way, I'd like to mention my grandfather, Robert Connell. Same name as my uncle. He's Robert Donnie Connell. He fought in World War II. He took a German flag off of a building and brought it home with him. They took towns over. They fought. He was infantry. And he was never right when he came home. And it was unfortunate. But he did get to live most of his life. But yeah, I've had several family members go fight and come home. Thank God. $36,574 guys didn't come home from Korea. But the battle deaths of disease and infection, all that's kind of gone away by this point. Vietnam War, 1955, 1975. I mean, yeah, people didn't realize, but that mess went on for a while. We were in heavy conflict for 3 or 4 or 5 years, but it went on forever. It was a very prolonged mess, quagmire. U.S. deaths, 58,220. 58,000 guys didn't come home to their wives and their mothers. This was the longest and most divisive war in U.S. history. We had Hanoi Jane and groups of assholes in our airports spitting on our guys when they came back. This was a terrible time. And they're wrong for spitting on our guys. But the government and how they handled these wars were not good. But that still don't mean you spit on the guys. The guys are just doing their job. This is bullshit. You can disagree with Vietnam War and how it was handled and how it was fought and still have every bit of respect for those men that fought there. Remember that. And if you have a loved one that fought in Vietnam or Korea, and you hear or Desert Storm, and you hear people bad-mouthing the war, just make sure that there's a separation between the political war and the guys that went and fought for their country because they were told to, because they were asked to. And so you just keep that in mind. Gulf War, Operation Desert Storm, 1990 to 1991, 382 guys. It's gotten better over the years. Again, field medicine. These wars were not near as intense, so not as many, but still 382 guys didn't come home from the Gulf War. The war in Afghanistan, the other Gulf War, Operation Enduring Freedom, they called it, 2001 to 2021. 20 years we spent there, and then Biden completely botched the pullout. U.S. deaths, 2,459. American blood in the desert, 2,459. This still stands as the longest war in U.S. history. Didn't think about that, did you? That's right. This is the longest war in U.S. history, the war in Afghanistan, following 9/11. The Iraq War, Operation Iraqi Freedom, 2003-2011, 4,431 deaths. It should also be noted that a lot of our guys die overseas fighting wars, here training, things like that. And they're heroes too. They were doing the job for us when they lost their life. And also there's other things we should mention, like the Beirut barracks bombing. We lost 256 guys in that. Some assholes bombed a barracks in Beirut, killed a bunch of our guys. We don't think about these things, but these guys are just as important. They died overseas. Somalia, Black Hawk Down situation, 43 deaths, if you guys saw the movie. Operation Inherent Resolve, the ISIS campaign, 2014, and over 100 U.S. deaths. And then there's been various smaller interventions like Grenada, Panama, Haiti, Libya, Syria, etc., where we've lost a few here and a few there. And if I've missed any, I apologize. Put them in the chat room. I'm so sorry. There's so many of these wars. Yeah. These children have been taught in universities and even high schools and a lot of things. They're being taught to hate our military because these people don't like our president or our government. They're teaching them to hate the military. We need to keep that separation between the military and them doing a good job for us and the people that tell them to go do that job. Those are two separate forces. One's the government and one is a bunch of really good guys that signed up for the right reasons. They trained up. They're doing great. And they're going to go fight for us if they need to. They'll drop their shit today and get on a plane and fly to some exotic country and do whatever they're told to do for us back here. And that takes a special person. You know, I'm a retired fire chief. You guys know I was a firefighter for nearly 20 years. That's what I did. I was also an auxiliary certified cop for 8 years. I was an emergency manager. I was an emergency dispatcher, AMD qualified. And I've done a lot of different things in my life. I've responded to a lot of crazy calls and a lot of big hurricanes. I've done a lot of things. But nothing I've ever done holds a candle to these guys flying to another country and defending us in some way. And that's why when people start, well, oh, you're a hero. No, I'm here at the home front. I'm keeping you safe, but I'm no hero. Those guys are heroes. Those guys are heroes. I think I was shot at like twice while I was a cop, 3 times. Those guys get shot at all the time when they're in these wars. Bullets whizzing by their head. So just keep these guys in mind today. I think it's really important. So what are we watching? Well, we're watching protesting going on today. And why is it in the big screen? Well, because I think it's important for us to see that these assholes are out here on Memorial Day disgracing. And yes, they have the right to protest. They have the right to burn flags. They have the right to do all this bullshit that they've been doing. They're pushing the limits, of course, with blocking roads and painting things. But still, they've got the right to protest. But to pick to do it today, they haven't protested in 2 weeks, and here they are out here. We had some stuffed animals out that one night, but I mean, and by the way, this is not Portland. This is L.A. This is L.A. So I don't know what's going on. Something in L.A. I'm endeavoring to figure out what that would be. Yeah, Matt, that was very typical. Those guys were treated poorly. In fact, my uncle was told when he was sent home, he did his 2 years and he survived. And when he was sent home, and they told him, they said, pack your uniform in your duffel and put on your civilian clothes. It'll be a lot easier ride. That sucks. To go fight for your country and then have to hide who you are from your own people? That's bullshit. God, that makes me mad. And that Hanoi Jane, I don't think about hurting people. It's not something in my mind. But I've thought about choking her out a few times. I can't stand that woman. It's just, she incites me because of the way she treats our guys. And the way she just flippantly talks about their service as if it's nothing. There's no words bad enough for that woman. You're right. Merlin, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of people moving to Canada so that they didn't have to get drafted. People that would remove a toe or have a bad injury that would prevent them from being drafted. Why? Because so many people that were being drafted were being killed. I mean, let's look at it from both sides. Are they right? No, they're assholes. You're drafted. You're told to fight. You go fight. But you know what? There's the other side to that story too. That was bullshit. That was no direct effect on us at all over there. And so I literally have duplicitous thoughts about Vietnam and Korea. I do. Those wars were total bullshit. But yet I don't say it like that because I really respect the guys that went and fought those wars. And they were genuinely trying to do a good thing, even if they were being directed by absolute idiots and morons. And we were fighting against other people that were being directed by absolute idiots and morons. But the guys went and they did a good job. And so I really hate those people that spit on them when they came back. It really upsets me. And I can't even hold back. Anyway. Yeah. Well, they drafted my dad, but he had a legitimate bad knee. It wasn't something he did. He even told him, he goes, I'll serve in some secondary capacity. I want to serve, but no. I remember the day that my dad walked me into the North Fort Myers post office, which is now a marine supply store on Old 41. But I walked in there and we walked all the way back, and my dad pulled a card down off of this rack on the wall, and he says, here, fill this out. He goes, write really neat and fill this out. And I stood there at this little counter, like a standing counter, so you could fill out your check or whatever. And I stood there and I filled out my draft card. I was 17 years old. And I literally filled out my draft card and signed it, put my name, my address, my telephone number, my mom and dad's name, all the stuff. It was a card front and back. And I signed it and I turned it in. And I asked my dad on the way home, I said, what was that we just did? He said, son, you have to do that. You signed up for the draft. He says, I don't think they're ever going to draft again after the last two fiascos. But he says, I will tell you this. He said, it's the patriotic thing to do. If you're called to serve, you go in and you see if you're able to serve. And he says, and if you're able to serve, you just have to be brave and you have to do what you have to do for your country. That's why he explained it to me. And I actually got a little nervous about it. And I talked to my mom about it. My mom's like, it's a different time now. I don't think that's going to be necessary anymore. Within 5 or 10 years, they had eliminated the draft, and it didn't matter anymore. My card probably still sitting in some warehouse in Bethesda, Maryland. Look, if I'm old, I'm a feeder, okay, but I've got guns. If they come here, I'm going down with a fight. It's gonna be a big one. I'm gonna fire everything I have before I die. I'm weird about this. It's like I know I'm a feeder, but I'm gonna take down as many zombies as I can before I have to go, and I got guns. So it's one of those weird things. I know I can't go overseas and fight anymore, but if I was called upon to fight, I would have went. I know that for a fact. What's going on over there? Mama, what's wrong with you? I don't even know where she's at. There you are. What are you doing down there? She gets all behind my monitors and starts like knocking shit over. Well, that's true, Matt. We haven't declared war since World War II. These have all been conflicts, police actions, foreign theaters of operation, whatever you want to call it. But no, guys, seriously, the last time, let me turn that down. That's the NI4CE. The last time, honest to God, the last time that we declared war was World War II. We declared war on the Nazis and the Japanese. That isn't what they called them back then, but that's what we call them now. And the Japanese have turned out to be good friends. You know, it's just one of them things. Does it suck? Yeah, but you know what? Those 2 bombs we dropped saved 1,000,000 lives. And it's one of those things. But yeah, the only war we've ever declared was, or the last war we declared was World War II. Korea they called a police action. Vietnam they called a conflict. And Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and Iraqi Freedom, those have all been operations, foreign operations, military operations. So, yeah, we don't call them wars because we don't declare war, because that takes an act of Congress, and they can't seem to solve anything no matter who's in charge. Oh yeah. Look, I don't sugarcoat this. Okay, I love the Japanese people now. I think it's a great culture. I think it's great people. They went astray. They did some shit they shouldn't have done. They got corrected for it, and everything's good. I like it. We went in after we bombed the F out of them, okay, twice, and we called them up and said, the third one's on the way, and they're like, we'll sign. That ended it. Our guys stopped dying. Their guys stopped dying. And everybody else that was fighting them stopped dying. They estimate, had no side ever created nuclear weapons, that World War II could have stretched on for years and years. We could have lost 10 times as many people as we lost, and they would have lost 10 times as many people as they lost, including the bombs. This is the reality that people don't want to talk about when it comes to World War II. They're like, oh, those bombs were wrong. Really? You're not speaking German. You're not speaking Japanese. You guys don't realize how bad it was back then. They took out half of our Pacific fleet. Over half. It was a scary time. It was a time where we were not necessarily in control of our own destiny at that point. We had Europe falling to Nazis, and we had the Japanese bringing the fight right to our military base in Hawaii. Pearl Harbor. This is crazy. Had we waited any longer to get into World War II in Europe, it may have been too late. It may have been too late. See Star Trek City on the Edge of Forever for reference. But yeah, I mean, you know, we don't think about stuff like this, but we had to get involved. We had to stop the Nazis. Jesus, we had to. So we went and we helped and we stopped the Nazis, and we lost a lot of guys. But those bombs ended the war. And let me tell you something else that's scary. Hitler was 6 months behind us on those bombs. Some say less than that. 6 months. 6 months. Had our guys not created those bombs and our very brave men fly those bombs over there and drop them and then cover their eyes, had we not been able to do this, not only would Japan have kept marching towards California, or should I say swimming or cruising or boating, whatever you want to call it, towards California, and we would have had a Western Front right here in our country. I mean, this would not have stopped. It would have went on for years. They had lots of support. We had support. It would have went on for years. That stopped it in its tracks. And the scary part is Hitler was 6 months behind. 6 months behind. In 6 months, he'd have had the bomb. And he'd have lit New York. I'm telling you, mark my words, they found the plans. They would have hit New York as a demonstration of how many we can kill in one pop. So next time anybody out there wants to criticize the building and deploying of those two weapons that we used at the end of World War II, please come debate me. I'm telling you, those bombs are some of the best things we ever did. Do I like nuclear Cold War? Do I like the fact that we got birds sitting in tubes all over the West? No, I don't like that. But at that time, in that place, that was what worked. And it ended the war. It ended both wars. I mean, they ended the European side the old-fashioned way. They took Berlin. There is some good World War II movies out there, guys. If you've never really gotten into World War II and you're one of these people that likes to deep dive an old movie or something, oh my God, there's so many good World War II. And I'm not sitting here on Memorial Day talking about war movies, but the truth is, they try very hard to make these movies very real. And so if you want to learn more, it is valid that you can learn a lot from these movies about how it worked, and naval warfare and submarine warfare and trench warfare in World War I. And there's some great movies out there. All Quiet on the Eastern Front, I think it is, or All Quiet on the Western Front. I get it mixed up. That was required reading when I was in school. They don't even have them. They don't even talk about world wars anymore in school hardly. We read All Quiet on the Western Front, or Eastern Front. I think it's Eastern Front. I'm sure somebody knows. It's a great book. They made a movie. We got to see the movie after we read the book. It's about World War I and trench warfare. Crazy, crazy movie. There's also a Discovery piece on this holiday. It's Christmas, I think it was. And the guy started playing football with the Germans. And they had to take them all off the line because they wouldn't shoot anymore. There's some amazing human stories that are in these. And these movies bring it out. Tom Hanks, Greyhound. What a great movie. And most people that even like Tom Hanks don't know that movie exists. Tom Hanks, Greyhound. Watch it. It's not about dogs. That was his code name He's a destroyer captain. There's some other ones out there. There's some great war movies out there. Midway and there's Pearl Harbor. There's several good movies made about Pearl Harbor. And if you've never watched any of these, if you've never like watched some of these old movies, it's worth it because it shows you what it was like. It's you have no idea what these guys faced out there on the Pacific. When we think of World War II, most people think about Normandy. Most people think about storming the beaches and the Germans up on the hill and pew, 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 pew. That's what they always make the movies. But I'm going to tell you something. Half our guys went to the Pacific, and that shit, I dare say it was worse, but my God, they were out in ships and submarines, and they were dying in I think, greater numbers even at one point. We were fighting 2 wars at one time. And both of them were formidable enemies that were just as technologically advanced as we were. We were still in the infancy of radio communications. I mean, you got to think of where we were technologically in World War II. It was crazy. And I don't know. But watch some of these. Go watch some of these movies from World War II. Also, Korea. And Vietnam, I'm going to tell you, MASH is probably the best thing to watch for Korea. I'm sorry. Yes, it's a sitcom that's kind of funny, but the truth is it's a drama show. It really is. And you can learn a lot about it. They do make a lot of fun of the military, but they also show a lot of respect for the military. It's kind of a dual thing. As far as Vietnam, I'm Saving Private Ryan. Oh, my God. I've watched that movie like 3 times, and it affects me. If you want to see what it was freaking like, I mean, these movies are good. There's funny ones like Kelly's Heroes. That's a great movie. Kind of shows you what things are like, but it's kind of bullshit, too. Such great movies. And so it's worth it sometimes to go back and kind of live a little bit of what these guys have been dealing with. Total U.S. military deaths across all conflicts from 1775 to yesterday, 1.3 million. Over 1.3 million people, mostly men. A lot of women, too. Died to keep us free. We can never forget that. We can never let anyone forget that. All right, let's see here. In the upper left, that's live. There's Gretchen Wilson right now talking. That is, this is live going on right now in Washington. I don't want to take too much of it because I don't. Listen, I got copyright hit the other day for the national frickin' anthem. I had to change the audio for the national anthem. The tank in California, the pressure's been relieved. The emergency is abated. There doesn't look like there's going to be any big emergency there. It is over. Nothing new on the Washington shooter. He's a nut. He's dead. End of story. Yeah, we're trying to get a lot of thumbs up tonight. Guys, give us a thumbs up out there. We'd appreciate it. All right, so above me, we got Fox. We're keeping an eye on the news as it's dropping. This is their YouTube channel, Live Fox Now. And above that, this is live. This is live right now. We're listening to it a little bit on the right ear. This should be okay. The military's singing. It should be okay. I think I'm going to take this low in the background. Let me see here. This is going to be feed number 3. I'm going to take this, guys, and let's listen to this for just a few minutes. If they take monetization, I don't care. They can have it. Are they at the Jefferson? There's the U-Hauls heading to Florida on the middle screen. They're all heading to Florida from New York. Look at them all. Got their blinkers on and everything. A Dirty Dozen, great movie. I watched a concert at the Jefferson one time. I cried through the whole thing. The acoustics are amazing when they're out behind the Jefferson on the Potomac. It's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes Freedom 250's evening with the Stories of Service program. God bless our service members, their families, the President, and the United States of America. Thank you for coming, and good night.
All right, well, there you go. That's we caught the last act there. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and the other feed, I found a feed right as it was going down. Let's put this here for right now. There's not a lot of live feeds tonight. I kind of thought there would be, but there's not really. Let's take this for a minute.
And 5 generations of my family have called this community home. The sacrifices that you have made, leaving your homes, following evacuation orders, and remaining patient throughout this response, have helped keep our
She's talking about the chemical spill. This is an update. That chemical tank explosion that didn't happen.
I know how much this incident has disrupted your daily life for so many families. Residents have been displaced from their homes, businesses have been impacted, and I am relieved that many of you will be able to return home. The coordination, the bravery and dedication happening behind the scenes is truly extraordinary. We are deeply grateful to every first responder, emergency worker, and city employee who has supported this response. For residents still under evacuation warnings and orders, please continue to follow the direction of our public safety officials. These decisions are not made lightly. They are made to protect lives, help your health, and keep you safe. We recognize that recovery does not end when evacuation areas are reduced or when residents begin to return home. The city remains committed to understanding what happened, supporting those impacted, and working with the appropriate agencies to ensure this incident is fully reviewed. Please continue monitoring city official channels, the Orange County Fire Authority, and ggcity.org/emergency for the latest verified information and updates. The regular City Council meeting scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, May 26th, has been canceled. Instead, the city will hold a special meeting at the Community Meeting Center on Tuesday, May 26th at 5:30 p.m., focused on the incident, the city's response, and the latest information available. Translation services will also be available. We invite the community to attend, ask questions, and stay engaged. Garden Grove will get through this together. We will continue to support our residents, businesses, and community every step of the way.
Again, I'm Orange County Supervisor Janet Nguyen from the 1st District. From the very beginning of this situation, I told you that I, the county, and AQMD are committed to making sure you are safe, informed, and supported through every step of this situation. For the last 96 hours, I've been here at the Emergency Command Center and in evacuation shelters, receiving and sharing information directly to you, the residents. Last night, our brave firefighters and responding agencies pulled off a dangerous operation in the hazard zone at the tanks to do recon and go on offense. Due to their bravery and technical skills, we are headed in the right direction and are getting many of you home. All these agencies behind me, from our own local, state, federal, and other groups coming together to protect our community. The coordination that has happened to get to this moment is nothing short of incredible. Beyond these agencies here, I've been proud to see the outpouring of support from our own.
Can I just say, these press conferences are worthless. Have you noticed the entire time they were talking, they've yet to give us any information? Not one strip of information has come from these people's faces. My God.
As a member of the AQMD Governing Board, we will be continuously monitoring the air quality for the next several months.
That's what we pay you for.
We'll be monitoring our sewage and storm drains. And I can assure you, this matter will be thoroughly investigated.
Oh, good deal. Yeah, tickets, arrests, that's your favorite shit.
To get everyone the help that they need to bring their lives back to normal. I want to thank President Trump and the governor for acting swiftly to secure federal and state emergency declarations, which have brought critical resources into our community to support our local response and our displaced residents. I also want to thank our Fire Chief, McGovern, Orange County Fire Authority, Orange County Sheriff, Garden Grove Police, Garden Grove City, AQMD, EPA, FEMA, our county health officer, our county families, and every agency that has shown up for us. We have the best of the best on deck. We are not...
You're listening to Janet Nguyen talking about this, the response as they have limited the evacuation, reduced it now to 16,000 people.
Yeah, so they really didn't tell us anything. He's going to come on now and tell us what little bit we know, but yeah, and needless to say, they've reduced it down to almost nothing. They're allowing most people to return to their homes, and I'm finding it increasingly difficult to find any live streams tonight. It's almost like there's not a whole lot going on. All right, and no crazy volcanoes tonight. I've been looking for new protest videos. That's the one I've already got. Okay. All right, so I do have a few other things we can do today. Let's see, what did I have out here? Let's take a look. Well, I put my post up about Aldi's. I got 4 or 5 people that have responded back to me on various mediums telling me they like Aldi's. It's good. So, okay. I mean, it's my opinion. I guess it's because they took out a grocery store and put in an Aldi's, which is not a grocery store. I think that's kind of what pissed me off. But anyway, disclosure continues. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about this. The claim of 4 recovered alien species. The full article is on my community page on Facebook or on YouTube. One of the most striking statements yet in the ongoing UAP disclosure process is from Dr. Hal Puthoff, a respected quantum physicist, former CIA-funded researcher, and advisor to the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Weapons System Application Program, or AWSAP, has publicly claimed that the United States government possesses biological remains of at least 4 distinct non-human species recovered from crashed or downed unidentified aircraft. Puthoff made this statement during the May 2026 appearance on Steve Bartlett's The Diary of the CEO podcast alongside filmmaker Dan Farah. While he has not personally seen these bodies, he says he trusts multiple insiders involved in the recovery operations and that are involved in storing and holding these bodies. The four species, according to Puthoff and his longtime collaborator, Dr. Eric Davis, the 4 types include Nordics, which are human-like beings often described as tall, around 6 foot, fair-featured and resembling people of Northern European descent. They are considered the most humanoid of the groups or the species. The second is your typical grays, which are about the most commonly reported in popular culture, small, 3 to 4.5 feet tall, hairless with large black eyes, slender bodies, and enlarged craniums, frequently associated with abduction accounts and the 1974 Roswell and Corona incidents. Reptilians, tall, upright, lizard-like humanoids with scaled skin, sometimes featuring tails described as muscular and imposing. And then finally, insectoids or mantids. These are praying mantis-like beings, often reported as taller and appearing to be in leadership or supervisory roles in encounter narratives. All 4 of these described as humanoid, bipedal, and 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head torso structure, suggesting convergence evolution towards efficient tools using body plans under similar environmental pressures. Now, a lot of scientists believe that, look, if they got 2 eyes and 2 legs and 2 arms and 1 brain and 1 heart, they must be some kind of descendant of us, or we're some kind of descendant from them. I don't necessarily believe that. I think that if another civilization has a similar setup to here, they could grow very similar to us. Now, they're not going to look like us or necessarily, but they would have a lot of the same things: a redundant set of eyes, a redundant set of ears, things like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I buy that or not. But it is interesting that most alien encounters, none of them have a cyclops eye in the middle of their head. And that, look, remember the old movie there, what was it called? The one of the first alien visitation movies where the guy they land on the White House and the big machine comes out. That machine had 1 eye. You see that sometimes in science fiction, but it's funny, you never see that reported. It's always 2 eyes, it's always 2 arms, it's always 2 legs. There's something to that. Scientific context and challenges. From a biological and exobiological perspectives, these claims do raise some questions. The repeated humanoid form across supposedly different planetary origins would be quite remarkable. I agree. Don't think it's impossible, though. On Earth, bilateral symmetry and 4 limbs evolved in invertebrates. Intelligence. I don't know. It's it is convenient that all these things that we're seeing that are set up the same as us, that tends to lean towards time travel or extra dimensional versus extraterrestrial, wouldn't you think? So let me get my chat room went away. Mama, I think you stepped on my mouse. Okay, yeah, we'll do. We're gonna get back to Memorial Day right towards the end of the show. All right. Yeah, the day the Earth stood still. Thank you. I knew you guys would remember that. If you remember that, that was a very early movie. Had the one eye, but the one eye thing never stuck, and I think that's because everything that people seem to always see tends to be bilateral, eyes and ears, bilateral, arms and legs, that typical things. The same things we have two of, they have two of, and the same things we have one of, they have one of, They don't have three legs, two peckers, and one eye. Why not? I mean, if they were born on a planet 50,000 light years away in another part of the galaxy, you're telling me they developed just like us? I think it's possible if they're given the same circumstances. It does seem to be a useful tool, and if you're going to, if you're going to engineer a being, you might engineer it like this because it works. Anyway, that's kind of for another day too. All right, let's see here. We got a bunch of different things going on here. I don't know what that is going on in the upper left. I don't know. You want to listen for a second? Let me see what's going on. Okay, yeah, that's I think that's in Disney World. That they're at the Memorial Day celebration in Disneyland in California. The one in the center is a recording of the parade that went by in D.C. earlier. The upper right is a protest in L.A. The large screen is a composite of several different views from this large protest. Let me go back. Protest. It's not really large. There's a lot of YouTubers there, and there's a lot of cops there, and there's a lot of photographers there. I don't know how many actual protesters are there. I haven't figured that out yet. Well, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. We're in a rut right now. We've lost 300 subscribers in the last month and a half. Yep. And I know that there's pruning going on. I've been told by several other creators that I talk to that there is pruning going on right now, that YouTube is actually clearing out old accounts. So we're going to get some decline in numbers, but the thing is I gain my audience when there's something big going on. A hurricane, a tornado on the ground, a manhunt on a highway. These are the kind of things that end up getting me big numbers, where I've literally had 20,000 viewers at one time on some of these bigger incidents. The Jamaican hurricane last year. We did 36 hours almost continuous. I think I took a 4-hour break in there. And we did almost continuous coverage for 2 days on that hurricane. And we gained like 7,000 subscribers on that one hurricane. So it's one of those things where I have to stay the course. I just have to keep steering the ship and doing a good job, and always trying to make what we're doing a little bit better somehow. And I think as big incidents come, we'll pick the numbers back up again. But yeah, we're doing good. Where are the kitties? Oh, Mama's sleeping right here. I'll go look and see if I can find anybody real quick here in just a minute. I've already got a couple pictures in there that people have sent me of their cats. There's my email address. It's my ham radio call sign at gmail.com. Yeah, my mom over where she lives with my nephew. He helps take care of her, and they just got a cat, and they're working with the dog now to make sure that the cat can be in with the dog. But everything looks good. The dog seems to like the cat, and so now my mom's got a little kitty over there. I've got a couple of little kitties here that I've taken in. Yeah, I love them little things. I can't get enough. All right, so let me just go through a couple of the other things I have here, and then I'm going to take a break in just a minute, and I'll take a walk outside and see if I can see any of the other cats out there. All right, a brilliant meteor lit up the New South Wales sky.
A celestial bird.
Yeah, a celestial. Oh, bloody hell. Just so you know, the British accent is by far my favorite one.
A celestial burst of colour over Australia's east coast that sent onlookers and the internet into a flurry. But it wasn't fireworks, a flare, nor a UFO. Space scientists today confirming we were witnessing a meteor in flight.
A fireball hurtling towards Earth. The cosmic spectacle just after 6:30 last night, captured on dash and home security cameras. Also by those who really did keep their eye on the ball, in this case, the wrong one.
There was a bit of reaction from some of the folks around me in the driving range, and it wasn't until I went back and had a look at the camera and saw that I'd missed, a once-in-a-lifetime event.
The meteor spotted right across the state.
What we call a fireball or a bolide. So there was a piece of space rock that happened to pass through our atmosphere and give us a bright show.
This man on bin duty with a front row seat, along with his very puzzled pooch.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Obviously I've seen shooting stars before, but I didn't see a star. It just looked like, the whole of Sydney lit up.
Bolides or fireballs like this, more common than we think.
Several thousand times a day, quite astonishingly, but we really only see them sometimes when they're, one, happening at nighttime and happening over populated spaces.
One of the largest meteorites ever found on Earth in Australia. The Mundrabilla meteorite was first discovered on the Nullarbor in 1911. Its two gigantic main fragments then found in 1966.
The biggest meteorite is about 12 tons.
While some slabs of the Mundrabilla meteorite are as wide as 135 centimetres, last night's fireball is estimated to be just 20 to 30 centimetres in diameter, so around the size of a basketball.
If it survived the trip down and didn't fully get vaporised by the friction of the atmosphere, it may have landed somewhere.
I just hope it's, a sign from the universe that I'm going to play well this weekend.
Hayley Francis, 9 News.
Well, there you go. Bloody hell. They kept saying bloody hell. Yeah, these things happen a lot more than we think, but see, a lot of times they happen and nobody sees it because, 60% of the Earth or whatever, nearly 60% is ocean, or more than 60% is ocean. So a lot of them nobody sees. Many of them probably get seen by people, but they don't report it. Many happen over areas that are not technologically advanced, so there's no pictures or images or news reports. So when you start adding it all up, plus you add polar regions where there's hardly anybody there, what you end up with basically is, there's a lot of these, but we don't see them all that often. I've seen them. I was working a post one night out. It was after Hurricane Charlie Yes, it was after Charlie, up in Charlotte County, Florida. I was the FEMA hired armed security, and I signed up for it because it was great money. So I was working on my days off as an armed FEMA security guard at this depot where they brought in all of the campers. It was about a 10-acre lot that they had raised with rocks, and they had hundreds of campers out there, and we had one guy that checked them in, one guy that checked them out, and one guy that roved around. And I'm standing out there one night with about 3 or 4 of the FEMA guys. It was like 4 in the morning. There was nothing going on. And we saw this bright flash to our left, and we all looked up, and it went right over our heads. And it was so crazy because it was silent, but it went right over our heads. It looked like it was like we could almost, like the sparks would come down on us. I mean, that's how close it looked. But it wasn't quite. I mean, it was still up thousands of feet, but it went over us and disappeared probably out into the Gulf of America somewhere. And when it went over, it was so bright that the emerald green washed out the big white lights that we had. And the people inside said that the green light that came into the windows of the place scared the hell out of them, that they didn't know what was going on, and that this big beam of light went through the room. That's the brightest one I've ever seen. That was amazing. It was seen by thousands of people that night. I've seen about 10 more. I worked nights for a couple years, and I saw 2 or 3 of them working nights. Caught one on my dash camera, actually. So they do happen out there. Anyway, there you go. So you got to, when you're out at night, you never know when it might not be lightning or whatever else. It could be literally a rock falling through the atmosphere. It's pretty cool. Oh, this thing is starting to task me. Stop it. All right. It's 7:18 on the left coast where all this is going on. This is in LA. Abolish ICE. There you go. That makes a lot of sense. The upper right is Portland ICE facility. The large screen is split in half. That is the Portland ICE on the right and LA on the left. And then the upper center is a replay of the big parade that we had earlier in DC. The upper left is actually, that's live at the Memorial Day observance that's going on at Disneyland, and there's supposed to be a big fireworks show and everything coming up here in just a minute. What it is, what it be? Hey, how you doing? Hey, Matt, thank you for that. I do appreciate it. Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. I try really hard. I've been doing this about 6 years here on YouTube, and it's a long road to hoe, but I'm going. I'm getting there. We do a lot of things here, by the way. We cover a lot of things. We try to temper the politics some, and do a lot of science. We do a lot of crazy stuff on here. We even touch on a bunch of different topics like amateur radio and space weather, and we do storm chasers. We chase storm chasers, and we do virtual storm chasing, which, by the way, we are monitoring some weather tonight. Nothing bad. There's nothing going on. You guys are actually connected to the alerts, and I don't think we've heard much going off at all tonight. There is a swath of rain that's moving up through Pensacola and the Florida Panhandle up into central and eastern Alabama, and that whole system is going to move up through the south and central regions of Georgia in the overnight hours, but it's not showing any severe weather right now, and so that's the good news there. Also, on the, let me show you guys. Let me switch some maps up here. Here is, whoa, what happened? It didn't go there. This is your weather-wise, what they call the outlook for tomorrow, or for today. I mean, that's today. That's tomorrow. So, okay, here we go. South Texas tomorrow. South Texas, we are going to have to look at the possibility of some strong weather. Now, this is a 2 out of 5. This is not major, but there is a possibility for brief tornadoes and severe weather in south central Texas, right along the United States border. Also, a slight chance in Wisconsin and eastern Minnesota, as well as the greater part of Montana, western Montana, could see a slight chance of an uptick in some of the storm activity. And then some just lighter rain expected around the country. And let's take a look at day 3. Not expecting much of anything, with just some stronger weather up around Virginia in the nation's capital. So that's basically your 3-day outlook here on Starship Adventures. Right now, we don't have a whole lot going on, but as you can see, there is some activity down here, and so we'll keep that there. And I'm going to switch you guys back to the other view because we do have a lot of different views right now. But we are keeping an eye on the weather, and if it gets bad, we'll get back to it. Remember, on weather nights here, we chase the tornadoes. I've had as many as 8 or 10 tornado chasers all up at the same time. We cover hurricanes, we cover everything. And I am a retired fire chief, a former deputy sheriff, and also a former emergency manager. And I have a lot of experience. And I now have worked for the media for 15 years. So I have a lot of varied experience when it comes to emergencies, disasters, and covering these disasters from both the media standpoint and the emergency personnel standpoint. So I hope that I bring a lot to the table, and I hope that that increases the quality of what I'm able to put out here. But thank you, everybody, for being here. We're going to be on for, another 30 minutes or 40 minutes here in case, unless something happens. Thank you, everybody. Our memberships are only $2. $2 for a membership. And we've got, we're going to be doing some membership stuff here coming up. I only charge $2 because I'm just getting some of that stuff started. You know what I mean? There may be another tier coming. A matter of fact, there will be another tier coming, but I've got to wait until I have content for you guys going and have more than just the little thing on your name. You got to have good reason to for people to be a member. Once I can get some things going on the membership side, I'm going to offer a second tier. But we'll get to all that when we get to all that. For right now, it's $2, and it's pretty cool. Anyway, all right, there you go. We're trying to do all this. I'm trying to get on social media. I'm trying to do anything we can to expand our numbers. If you guys have any ideas, let me know. I'm trying very hard to get our show out there. I feel like I'm putting out a quality product. We're doing it 7 nights a week, and we're doing, nearly 2 hours or more than 2 hours every night. So I can't believe that we can't get some kind of something going here. All right, I do want to mention one quick thing on the weather that I failed to mention. So let me get this back up here. Guys, it's not raining here now, but I want you to notice this is kind of a weird feature. I've got this set to where if a flood warning goes catastrophic, it turns blue. What we've got right here is we've got a life-threatening flash flood. Heavy rain has produced flash flooding conditions. This is a flash flood emergency. Okay, you don't see these very often. Hattiesburg. This is in Mississippi. Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Purvis, Mississippi. Brooklyn, Mississippi. You are in a flood emergency. Okay, I have rarely see flood emergencies. They don't come out very often. This area received so much rain in the last 48 hours that they're concerned that there could be life-threatening flash flooding still going on here overnight. So if you're in this area or even close to this area overnight tonight, you only know what you need to do. But if you're in a flood area, if you're in an area where your home could be inundated with water, you may want to load those things that are most important to you in your car and drive to higher ground. If you're in this area. I don't know the situation. I'm not watching your local media there. but this is quite a situation developing. This has been up for hours now. This is a particularly dangerous situation. This is a flash flood warning. Emergency management reported expires in 33 minutes. Update 3 hours ago. They'll probably extend this. They've already extended it twice. Flash flood emergency for Petal and portions of Forest County. I think I'm going to try to pull up some scanners from there since we're getting later in the show. Let me see what we got for scanners for there, okay? Let's see here. Believe it or not, when I'm monologuing, my memory cannot hold names of stuff, so I have to paste it somewhere so I know it. The emergency management reported flash flooding conditions in Petal and portions of Forest County. Flash flooding is already occurring from earlier rainfall. This is a flash flood emergency. It says that it's particularly dangerous situation. Seek higher ground now. Life-threatening flooding, flash flooding, heavy rain producing flash flooding. Emergency management has reported this. So that's pretty much it. It's just repeating itself. But for this area, it's pretty bad. So I'm going to switch you guys back to the other view. As we watch the last couple of hours of daylight out there, let's go ahead and see if I can get these put in here. Add feeds, United States. Mississippi. And Petal County. That's weird. They list a county here that Broadcastify doesn't have in their system. That is weird. I've never run into this before. All right, let me try this. All right, Forest. Okay, there we go. Forest Public Safety, Volunteer Dispatch. Play all.
In the ditch or people by the roadway. There was a 1061 leaving near this area with a vehicle that may have been out.
Okay, that's the one county. That's Forest County. I did find it, and here's the other one, Lamar. Yeah, I was looking up the city, not the county. Duh. Let's see here, Mississippi.
And one.
And then the other county we're looking for is Forest.
Water still over the road, and you can't see them when you're coming up on
there
it.
Is no scanner feeds in Forest.
Whole river.
Oh, we don't.
Okay, guys, I got everything split left and right here. I'm going to keep it kind of low, but let's keep an ear out and see if we hear any important traffic. This is for the county there.
One. Simple. We got any more barricades we can put out here because this water is still over the road and you can't see them when you're coming up on it right here. 533 whole river.
Oh, we don't.
All right, so they're blocking roads. All right, one of the I got 2 ham radio feeds up. One of them's already gone down here. All right, so let's see what we else. I do have a few other things here I didn't want to go over. I'm keeping an eye on the latest in the fire incidents over in California, and it looks like things are somewhat stabilizing there. These fires have not really gotten much bigger in the last 2 or 3 days even, I'm just the Bain fires at 1,400 acres still. The Sandy Fire is at 2183. I think that's where it was last night. So I'm telling you guys, the things are nominal right now out here. Just some brush fires around, no big deal. That's good because, of course, we know the government out there can't quite handle themselves. All right, what else do we got going on? I went through this latest batch of disclosures with you guys last night and told you about all the different things that were in there. And we're still parsing the list. There's people all over parsing that list, going through that list, and there will be more coming out in the days to come. And you can see it yourself. All this stuff is available for you to download. You can have the PDF files. You can download the videos. You can use it any way you want. Remember, nothing from the government is ever copyrighted.
Right, so I'll
Okay,
be back
so
there from out here. Steve says he's going to get someone to tow it.
all right, so what's going on tonight? Tonight on Coast to Coast, in the first half, they're doing robotics and artificial intelligence. That ought to be interesting. They're going to spend 2 hours with author and aerospace systems specialist Charles Schultz III. Will discuss the positive aspects of robotics and AI in our daily lives with a focus on how they can improve education. He'll also introduce us to Eliza, his AI co-host on his podcast.
Back there from out here, Steve says he's going to get someone to tow it.
In the second half, they're going to be talking to... yeah, whatever. They're going to be doing Bigfoot in the second half of the show. Remember, it's a 4-hour show. They do 2 hours and 2 hours. The host tonight will be George Norrie. George Norrie's the main host. He'll be there tonight. And they're going to be doing Bigfoot field research in the second half. They're going to discuss this enigmatic creature. There's very few things out there that have so much evidence that they exist and still lack so much evidence that they don't exist. It's crazy if you think about it. Thousands of people have seen these things. We've gotten scant pictures of them. I still believe that Bigfoot and some of the other cryptids, like Old Nessie, the Loch Ness Monster, I think these are openings in time. I think we're seeing back in time. If you suddenly looked across the lake and there was a temporal anomaly that allowed you to see a glimpse of what happened on that lake so long ago that there was a dinosaur swimming in it. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but crazy things happen on this planet. It's not all science fiction. Why do we keep seeing this proto-human walking around in the woods? Well, if you saw a glimpse of the past and didn't realize what you were seeing, it would just look like more of the same woods, wouldn't it? And there he goes, walking by, a proto-human. What other explanation can there be? We've never found one of these things. A ghost dinosaur. Yeah, I mean, hey. Oh, that's interesting, Heath. I did not realize that. I've heard Charles Schultz before on that show. Yep, give us a thumbs up, guys. Please give us a thumbs up. We're trying to get the thumbs up. We get 500 to 1,000 people a night come into our show, and only about 10% of you leave a thumbs up. I guess I must suck. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, please, just give us a thumbs up in there. It helps our algorithms. YouTube's pruning right now, and we're losing numbers, and we're trying really hard to get those numbers back up. If you have not subscribed, you can hit subscribe. If you don't want to hear from us, just don't hit the notification bell. If you want to know when we're going live, hit the bell. Also, check out our backup channel, Starship After Dark. That's Starship After Dark. And our website, starshipadventures.net. That's starshipadventures.net.
Go ahead.
All right. Let's see what else we... Okay.
37, that's it. Show me a route 43.
Okay, let me see if there was anything else in the queue here. Space weather. Let's see what's going on in space weather. When the sun goes down tonight, step outside and look west. Venus and Jupiter are converging in the twilight sky, noticeably closer together every night as they head for a spectacular conjunction on June 8th and June 9th. The show starts now, and it goes through the night, and these planets will get closer and closer each night. Let me open this here. And let me get this full screen. I want to show you guys a really cool picture of the sun. An absolutely cool picture of the sun. Check this out. This is a picture of our sun. What made this sunspot so mad? Sunspot 4446 is emerging over the sun's southeastern limb today, and it looks angry. This was taken by Thierry Lejault. He photographed the seething active region from Paris, France. So this was taken from Paris, France. And I know you guys can't see it. Let me see if I can fix this. I still don't see it. I guess it's not in this image. The sun, the Earth in this picture would be about the size of your small finger on your screen, in front of your screen there. It's not very. They show the Earth as just this little spot on this picture, but it doesn't come through on the one you're seeing. Anyway, this is a photograph of the sun. He took this picture on May 24th. Using an H-alpha filter tuned to the glow of red-hot hydrogen. It reveals a tormented starscape of dense fibrils and filamentary flows, all shaped by the magnetic field of the underlying sunspot. This sunspot group last week was on the far side of the sun, and it was blowing up. It was sending out X-flares and everything else on the 15th, the 16th, the 17th. And now it's turning towards us, but it's not doing that anymore. It may get angry again, who knows. Although the sunspot has decayed since then, it's still big, and it appears, if appearances are any guide, still capable of significant activity. Don't be surprised if there's a strong solar flare sometime this week, and it's Earth-directed. So there you go. That is an amazing picture of the sun using a special filter. Yes, Heath, that's correct. Yep, that's absolutely correct. Yep, and there's the link for Starship After Dark. Please go give us a sub over there. We're playing patriotic music over there 24/7. We've got 2 different streams right now. We've also got a Chicago scanner feed up. I also have 2 other computers that are going to be on that channel doing different things from time to time. So, actually, I've got 5 other computers, but I've got that side of the studio shut down for the next week or 2 as I'm resolving some power issues here in the shack. All right, let's see here. My God, how did that happen? Oh, I don't even know how that happened. My camera got all knocked off back there. Anyway, so there you go. Hello, everybody. This is Starship Studios, and we are live in North Fort Myers, Florida. I'm here with my co-host, Mama Bleep. And she hasn't participated much at all tonight. I don't know why. Anyway, we are here, and we are doing our thing. Just noticed that's not on. Anyway, yeah, we're here. We're doing our thing. This is Starship Adventures. The studio has another side over there. There's another 2 workstations, but I have all that turned off right now because I'm dealing with some heat dissipation issues. It's getting hot. We're getting into summer. and I've had to move a few things around power-wise here, and I need to do some stuff here to get. I've got some 8-gauge wire running the box. Well, I've added some things to the box, and so I'm going to be upping that wire. It needs to be a little thicker, I think. So anyway, that's where we're at there. But yeah, lots going on. Hey, Carlotta, thanks for being here. And Yanni, thanks. There's so many of you guys in. I really appreciate all you guys coming in. Yep. All right. So let's get back to the grid here and see what the hell's going on. I operate right now. I'm operating one Windows 11 laptop. This is a Windows 10 machine with 7 monitors. It's got a huge video card in it. It's got a Ryzen 9 processor. It's lightning fast. And then I got a machine that we built down here that's Linux, Ubuntu, and then I've got 3 Linux Zorons behind me that we use for Starship After Dark and all the different feeds that we put up over there.
Kind of weak located, I believe.
What's your 28?
Yes, I do have a battery backup on some of my systems, but not most of them. I've got a battery backup on the main computer and on the internet connection and my security system, and that's about it. I need to get a battery backup system going, and I'm working on it. I've got some plans, but there's nothing imminent yet. I need to get this entire thing up on batteries. Not everything, but all the computers are the main thing. All computers should go through a battery bank, and that way it'll soften the blow of power spikes and things like that. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Yep, I've got a lot of radios over here. I got 2-meter sideband up here. This is 2-meter sideband. I've got a 5-element Yagi up there sitting on its side for 2 meters. And VHF. This one is VHF, UHF multiband with 2 different sides, and I'm monitoring SARNet and the NI4CE system on that. And then over on this side, you guys can't really see it unless I go back to this. But over here on this side, they're turned off right now. But I got my FT100, I've got my Yaesu FT710, and I've got my ICOM 756 Pro 2. So I got 3 really nice computers here. And the bottom 2 both hook up to my laptop over here, so I can do FT8 or whatever other mode that I would like to do. And so that's basically how that works. And then down here in front of me, I've got Fox Weather and Fox News that I keep here. Oh, I must have forgot to plug that one in. That's why it won't come on now. But yeah, I got Fox News, Fox Weather. So I'm always monitoring what's going on while I'm in broadcast. And then I got 7 screens that are hooked up to this one computer. And that makes a big difference because one mouse does the whole thing. I can copy and paste and everything. So very, 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 very nice. And yeah, Mama Bleep's cleaning herself as she does every show. I don't know what to tell you. She spent most of the day outside. She's got a spot out there now, and she likes to go out during the day when it's hot. I don't get it. But she'll want to stay in here tonight. She likes to sleep in here at night. It's cold, it's quiet, it's dark. Yeah. All right, so what else do we got going on? I'm just going to go up here and check the top of the news, and let's see what we've got, what we've missed, what's going on. U.S. military's carrying out self-defense strikes in Iran as ceasefire faces new strain. This according to CENTCOM. These guys are not going to deal. I'm telling you that they're just buying time. They don't know what they're going to do. You can't expect these people to deal. It's a third world country. It's a 6th century mentality, and I really just I'm starting to lose faith that any of this is ever going to get us anywhere. And I hate to say it, but I'm starting to think we need to bomb them back to the Fred Flintstone era and see how that goes. Maybe that will work. But one way or the other, he has to end this, and he has to get gas prices down by August, or we are effed in the midterm. The August doesn't matter as far as voting, but as far as we need to get it down by August so that the prices and everything can recover through September and October, so that when people go vote in November, they're not holding it. The number one thing they're holding against Trump right now, people that are normally okay with Trump, the number one thing they're holding against him is gas prices. This needs to be fixed. It has to be fixed. I don't care what. Bomb them to hell. Just fix the problem. Get the gas moving again. I have no idea, Heath. I don't follow the military movements that closely, so I'm not sure. And I wanted to show you guys this. When I was young, there's only, usually there's always one woman out there that you and your dad both have a crush on. For me and my dad, it was Sally Fields. We both loved that woman. She was beautiful, and I loved her in Smokey and the Bandit. And she doesn't necessarily align with us politically, but she made a statement on 60 Minutes that, well, I think it's worth watching. So we're going to do it, if I can get this thing to do it and cooperate with me here. But let's just take a listen to this, and then you guys tell me what you think. I don't know. I kind of like it, I think.
When I was in the 7th grade, I was asked to memorize something that I never forgot. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peacefully to assemble. It's the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. I barely knew what it meant at the time. I certainly didn't know the importance of it. And now, almost 67 years later, I understand it like never before. I have the right to speak out, make a sign, and peacefully join a protest without fear of punishment or retribution or worse. I have learned that this fragile thing called democracy needs to be protected, that the brilliance of our Constitution begins with the words, "We the people."
Or for you Star Trek fans, we Plabnista. You know who you are. Episode, The Omega Glory. All right. We Plabnistum, awesome, utum, clicktum. I used to hate that episode, and now I love it. It's one of those weird episodes that I fell in love with later in life. Of course, Ron Tracy's so crazy in that. Anyway. All right, so let's see what else we got going on.
Okay.
I don't know. All right, so let's see here. Yep, what's up, everybody? Hey, Lambert, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. I thought those words were touching. I don't think Sally Fields aligns with us politically, but you know what? When you back up far enough, all you have left is the Constitution. And I hope that that's been one of my biggest problems with the left, is that they don't seem to care about or love the Constitution like the right does. And when I saw her say all that, I'm like, oh, I want to play that on my show. That's good. Yep, let's get some more likes, guys. Hit that thumbs up, please. We have about 500 people through tonight. And we haven't gotten that many thumbs up. So if you guys could give us some thumbs up, that would be awesome and amazing. I really appreciate it. Going out tonight, I've got a new opener at the end, but before we get to that, the new opener, I had to change the Star Spangled Banner. It was the one I used earlier, but that will be at the end, and we're going to go a little longer here, and then once we get everything covered, we're going to do a moment of silence. We're going to say one more prayer for them out there that never came home. And then I'm going to play the closer with the new Star Spangled Banner in it. So I can't believe I had to change that. I got copyright hit on what I thought was a military played version of the Star Spangled Banner. So I went and I found this version. This version is actually played by the President's Marine Corps Band, which is a specific band. They're the ones that go to most of the presidential events and things like that. And I got them playing it. You can't copyright government music. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. It did pass the test. I uploaded it earlier just to see if it would pass the test, and it did. But I can't believe what they do to creators like me out here. This copyright shit is stupid. You know, I'm glad that AI has no longer made it necessary. You know, this I had no music in my shows. You go back and watch my show from a year ago. There was no music. I would come in dry, I'd go out dry. Why? Because it was all copyrighted. And even when I would get copyright-free music, it wasn't copyright-free music. I would still get hit with copyrights. And then all of a sudden, Suno comes along, and AI's making music now. And I made a beautiful song tonight for Memorial Day. And I played it at the beginning of the show, and I'll play it again here at the end in just a minute. So it's one of those things, you know, they made it such a pain in the ass, these artists, these greedy-ass artists, and all these people, all these greedy-ass labels and everybody else. I get it. They're trying to make money, and I'm a capitalist, so I'm okay with that. But they've been greedy. They've been greedy. You got Bruce Springsteen charging $100 or something to come to his concerts. You got these people charging massive amounts of money to see their washed-up ass. They can't even sing anymore. They can't play instruments anymore, and they're still charging all kinds of shitloads of money. You know, one thing I liked, my mom and I went, took her up to the Gaylord at Christmas time about 3 years ago, and we got to see, I guess it was 4 years ago, we got to see the Oak Ridge Boys, and one last time, because the guy's dead now, the main guy, but we got to see them one last time, and man, it was good. It was a good concert, and they didn't gouge us. It was dinner, and it was a beautiful 5-course meal served at the beautiful Gaylord Hotel and Convention Center at the Grand Ole Opry in Tennessee, and we got to watch the Oak Ridge Boys sing all their songs, and it was reasonable. It was like $65 a ticket. It wasn't even that much. And I'm like, you know, that's nice that we can take a show in and it doesn't break the bank. But some of these acts that are big right now, they're charging $350 for a standard seat. It's crazy. And I think they gouge. And so I don't lose sleep over the fact that they've screwed themselves at this point. Now I can make all my music on Suno. I make it the way I want it, and I play it on my channel, and there's nothing they can do about it. I don't want their music anymore. I'll never buy another piece of copyrighted music again. I won't, because I already own in my hard drive all the songs I like. So they'll make it. The music industry will never make another penny off me.
Hey, boy. 43, got my eyes back here.
Yes, that's fine, dispatch. Get us together and we'll do it. I've got 2 or 3 emails I still got to answer in there, but I'll get to that. I'll check them in the morning.
None.
Well, that's cool. Thanks,
Somebody
Heath. I
called about
appreciate
the
that.
Red light Macedonia 42.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do the thumbs up on your TV. I think you hit the down arrow and it will bring up a menu and you can just scroll along and then hit OK when you get on the thumbs up. Yeah, we're trying to get this like problem. I don't know why. For some reason, some nights we just don't get. We're not getting the numbers. I don't know why. We got 53 likes. We've had over 500 people come through. So I don't know. I guess there's just a lot of people that don't do it. Oh God, with this ad, it's just constantly playing ads every 10 minutes. I know it drives everybody nuts too, and mine does it.
27 regular operator license.
These protests don't even look like protests, first of all. The Portland Ice Facility, I count 4 people, 5 people out there. The LA, I see about maybe 5 people, 7 people out there. And then there's this one on the left, I don't know where this one's at. But these people brought like beach chairs and they're just sitting around. They're showing up for protests with beach chairs. And they sit around in beach chairs and they hold up their sign. Yeah, screw ice. We don't like ice.
At Copper State Stores, there's a U-Haul truck with a female and a younger child. They're trying to get some stuff unloaded. They're code 4.
No, I get it, Heath. I get it. And you do. You have to beg for it at nauseum. It's the same thing with anything. They say when someone says a commercial is becoming annoying, that means it's starting to work. That's what they tell us at work. When people call up bitching about a certain commercial, that commercial's working. I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, that's good. You found the Everglades seasoning? Oh, that's awesome. I've been telling everybody about this Everglades seasoning. It's my favorite thing in the world. I've been using it for 30 years. We were buying it in the big tubs at the fire station in the 90s, okay? Over 30 years, probably. And it's really good stuff. It's called Everglades seasoning. There it is right there. You guys can kind of see it there. Everglades seasoning. And I was up at one of my fast food restaurants the other day, Dairy Queen, and there's this young girl in there, and we got talking the other day. I don't hit on girls. I haven't done that, and I don't really have ever really done that. She's like, I don't know, she's like 30 years younger than me. She's standing there, we're talking. She's like, hey, yeah, this and that, and we're talking about grilling. She was talking about grilling. And she goes, yeah, my dad grills, and he loves to try new seasonings and new marinades. And I said, oh, well, I got one for you. And I told her about Everglades. It was just an idle conversation. About 4 days later, I see her again, and she says, my dad got the Everglades. We're doing it this weekend. And then the last time I saw her, she told me, my dad says this is his seasoning now. It sits on the table. I put this on everything. It's wonderful on French fries. It's amazing on just about anything except ice cream and chocolate. It works really good on chicken. You can literally just cook some chicken and some rice with a little bit of gravy and put this on it, and it is just absolutely amazing. I use it on I don't put it on pizza. I don't put it on my Taco Bell. I'm just being honest. I don't use it on everything. I don't put it on Chinese food. But pretty much any Americana type food, you know, meat and potatoes, gravy type food, I put it on. It's really good on vegetables. I do a lot of, I don't eat anything raw, but I do a lot of cooked vegetables. Broccoli, cauliflower. I do a lot of green beans. I do a lot of peas and spinach. And I use this and a butter called Brummel and Brown. It's made from yogurt, and it's better for you than real butter or margarine. It's called Brummel and Brown. I get that, and I get this, and anything I cook in that, I just love. So that's how I do it. Oh, you got some off of Amazon? They should give me a damn commission. I'm selling the shit for them. Actually, I'm helping my friends out with a really good seasoning. But anyway, yeah, you guys can try that. Let me know what you think, because like Heath says he likes it. Yeah, that Everglades is some amazing stuff. It just goes right on that steak, and you cook the steak, and then if it's not enough, you can put a little on the table. It's good for both pre-cooking, cooking, and post-cooking. You can use it anytime, and you just obviously its base is salt, so you do have to watch it. And when you use enough of it, you don't need to salt and pepper your food. It's already seasoned when you get it to the table. So there you go. Yeah, I'm still up. It's 11:02 on the East Coast, and that means it is, 8:02 on the left coast. And, yeah, there's still some stuff going on there. Yep. And Everglades comes in a bunch of flavors. I only suggest the regular flavor. I'm not much on any of the others. I got an Everglades Heat one time, and I finally used it up. I've also they've got one that's called Cactus Dust that's kind of good. It's more of a poultry and fish thing. They've got a couple of them. I only recommend the main one. I recommend it heartily, but I only recommend the main one. I don't recommend all the other ones, because I didn't much like them. I like just, sometimes you come out with a winner, and then you try to come out with more winners, but you really just have that one really good winner, and that's kind of what this is. Yeah, just if you get a burger from Burger King or something, just put a little bit on there and see what you think. Like I said, I use it in place of salt and pepper, and I use it in place of just about every other seasoning. The only other seasonings I use is I will do cracked pepper. I do like to make cracked pepper. I get the 3-color blend pepper, and I use a grinder. I've got it right here. Matter of fact, it's just peppercorns, 3 different colors of peppercorns, and this is a grinder I bought, and it just, this is really good. And then a little bit of garlic. Like if I'm cooking a steak, I'll put a little garlic powder on it as well, because Everglades doesn't have a lot of garlic in it. All right, well, have a good one, Yanni. We'll see you later. We'll be back tomorrow night, as always. I hope everybody has enjoyed their day off. For those that had one, I actually got one. We work some holidays, because if we work the holiday, I get paid time and a half, and Trey gets a comp day. So it's kind of something we started doing about 3 or 4 years ago, where we work all the secondary holidays. What I mean, everything but Thanksgiving and Christmas, basically. We work all of the other holidays because I get paid more, and he gets paid, and he gets a comp day out of it. But he's kind of changed his mind now. He goes, I don't know if I'm going to do that anymore. So we didn't do it. We went ahead and took the day. So there you go.
Good thing, bro.
Incognita. I hope you guys like it. I do. I really hope you like it. It's, you started out with a smaller one. I think this is the, no, this is the 16. You got the big one. I hope you like it. That's the bigger one. I hope you like it. I will tell you, those are crazy liberals that are fighting ICE by dancing in the street like idiots. They're morons. I don't know if there's any sound. Let me see if there's any sound from these idiots. I'm sure that's copyrighted, so let's not play it. Yep, they're dancing. There you go. Oh, look at this guy with the gloves on. Look at this guy. Well, at least he's doing something for physical fitness. There you go. Oh, there you go. You know what? If they keep dancing like this, ICE will be disbanded completely. They just have to keep dancing. They just have to. We got to keep dancing. If we can keep dancing long enough, then ICE will all go home and they'll quit their jobs. That's what we need to do. So let's keep dancing ice away. Yeah. Look at all the prisoners up there looking out the window at those idiots down there. And I wonder if they're up there thinking, keep dancing so we can get out. That's how stupid this is. Yeah, guys, come back to the video after it's over and give us hype points. $14 for 16 ounces. It's a little cheaper here on the supermarket shelf, but that's not bad. That's not bad. And I'll tell you, I am an Everglades holic. I go to Everglades AA where I walk in and say, look, I love Everglades, and I admit it. No, but seriously, I'm an alcoholic with this stuff. I use it on everything. I use way too much of it. And this will last me 8 or 10 months. So it's not that expensive when you really look at it. For me, it's probably $5 a month, $3, $4, $5 a month at the most that I spend. So it's important to me. I wish they would rename ICE to NICE. The National Immigrant. Yeah, I think they should. I really do. Ingles had it. That's cool. Ingles doesn't always have it, and Walmart up there doesn't always have it, but I've seen it in both places. We were up there a few years ago, and we were out, and I found it at one of the two places. I don't remember which one. Incognita, you might like it, although it does, I think it goes best with meats and fried foods. But I will tell you, it really does good with vegetables. I buy steam and bag vegetables, all except the green beans. I like them out of a can. But all the other vegetables, I get the Walmart Great Value steam in the bag, broccoli or cauliflower or spinach or peas, and they're $1.19, I think, for a package. It's perfect amount for me. I get that, and I make me a little something to go with it. You know what I've done? You know, everybody has to do a little something to try to eat better. You know what mine is? I've cut way back on starch. I no longer eat any starches out of my own fridge. Now, I allow myself to get French fries. If I go somewhere that has French fries, I allow myself to get French fries. However, I no longer buy. I had a fry daddy that put me in the hospital with a gallbladder attack. So I got to be careful. I was coming home every night, and I had a smorgasbord of frozen stuff in my fridge. And I would literally, that thing keeps going to commercial like every 5 minutes. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I would come home every night, open the freezer up, 2 chicken strips, 2 mozzarella sticks, 2 pizza pocket thingies, little pizza pockets, two more of these, and a handful of curly fries, and maybe some crinkle cuts. And I dropped that basket, man. I dropped that basket. That was good. I could eat like that. I could eat that shit twice a day, every day, and then I end up in the hospital with a gallbladder attack. Well, I can't stop sugar because everything I drink has sugar in it. I've never found anything to drink that doesn't have sugar in it. KFC serves rice now? I'll have to check that out. I like rice. I like mashed potatoes and I like rice. I like them about equally. So I can take either one. I like them both. A fry daddy? Oh, dude. Fry daddies are awesome. It's a little pot. You can buy the mini fry daddy, the regular fry daddy, or the big fry daddy like I had. And it's basically, it's a vat of oil that sits on your counter. And it's got a basket in it, just like at the restaurant. And it's got a lid that goes on top. And when you're ready, you pull that lid off and you plug it in. And and the basket hooks up on top so the grease can run off of it. and then I would go in and I would, change my clothes or whatever I was doing, and then I'd walk back out. And by the time I walked out, that oil was already starting to pop. So I would take the basket over and I would put whatever I wanted in the basket. And then I'd hang the basket back on top and wait a few more minutes till the grease was popping really good. And then I'd drop that basket. And man, I love that. I could eat like that every single day. I'm a bar food guy. I don't even go to bars, but I could eat bar food every day of the week. Yeah, there you go. Presto makes one. I think they make the one that's actually called Fry Daddy. But it's an electric deep fryer. They generally come in black, and the oil heats up really fast in them. I think that's what's really cool about them. However, these things are not good for you. They're just not. As much fast food as I eat, when I eat at home, I need to eat vegetables and butter that's Brummel and Brown yogurt-based butter so that it's better for me, and I need to stay away from as much of the fat as I can and eat other things. I buy a few weird things, like they sell these, they're called Jamaican pastries. I know my dad got me on these. They're called Jamaican pastries. He used to drive up to this place in Cape Coral and get them hot, right out of the oven. And there was square ones, and there was round ones, and there was triangular ones. Different kinds of meat pastries. Some had cheese, some didn't. And they were, I think they're Cuban. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure, but I get those. And I also, sometimes I'll buy some fresh ground beef and just make me a patty, and I'll just fry the patty up and eat it with ketchup, and I'll have a big bowl of broccoli or something to go with it. Sometimes I buy those little thin flank steaks that are cut like from a sirloin, but they cut them really thin, and I can throw a few of those in a pan, and that would go along with my peas or my broccoli. But notice, when I'm home, there's no pasta. There's no rice. There's no potatoes. There's no French fries. When I'm home, I do everything but pasta. And then when I go out, I allow myself French fries. Yeah, that's why I've been playing that top middle, because a lot of people didn't get to see the parade in D.C. earlier. And yeah, there's a lot of neat stuff on there. It looks like that upper left one died on us, but that's all right. We're about done. Yeah, I love burgers on the grill. People screw up burgers on the grill. I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of people are like, I don't like burgers on the grill. First of all, you got to get the grill really hot. Look, I could write a book on this. It'd be 1 page, okay? And you hang it by the grill. It's so simple. People ruin hamburgers every time they cook them on the grill. I walk out there and they're smashing and flipping, smashing and flipping. Stop it. You take that hamburger, all right, and you season the outside of it. Don't mix the season into the middle of the hamburger. That's one thing people make a mistake. Don't salt the hamburger and then make the patty. You want the seasoning on the outside, okay? I don't know why, it just works better. Then you crust the outside of it with Everglades, a little bit of garlic, and some cracked pepper, okay? And then you take it out to the grill. You get the grill as hot as you can get it, and you put the grill down right on top of the coals. It should only be about a ½ inch above the coals. Real charcoal if you got it. Then you put that patty on there, and you put it on there, and you don't touch it. Don't move it around. Don't smash it. Don't finger freak it. Don't do anything. Just leave it go. Don't touch it. This is the key to a grill burger.
Neither.
You can't be one of these people that smashes the damn thing all the time. Every time you smash on a burger on the grill, it gets dry. It dries out. That's the moisture. You're smashing all the moisture out of it. So, You put it on the grill and you cook it until the bottom is almost burnt. It should be not quite burnt, but almost black. All that seasoning should be black and crusted on there, and you should have a really good caramelization on there. It should be really good. Then, and only then, you flip it one time gently. Do not knock any of the seasoning off. Flip it one time gently, and then don't touch it again. That's it. You only touch a burger that's cooking on the grill one time. Now, the burger sits there until the bottom is now burned again, almost burned, and then you pull it off. Now remember, those are really hot coals, so you're going to have a medium rare burger. If you can't eat medium rare burgers, I'm sorry to hear that you have a problem, but that's okay. If you don't like your burgers medium rare, you would just pull the grill up a little bit away from the coals so that it can cook longer before it gets that burned on the outside. Okay? If you like your burger well done, don't listen to anything I say because you don't like burgers. Okay? A burger well done is garbage. It's nasty. It's just, there's no way to cook a good burger on the grill and get it well done. There's just no way to do it. Put it in the pan. You can still get a decent burger in the pan that's well done, that you can still eat. That's not a hockey puck. But if you're going to do real grill burgers, Southern grill burgers, they've got to be done medium rare, and the outside should be almost completely burnt. It's called black and blue. That's the way burgers are supposed to be made. When you cook a burger like this, it will taste absolutely perfect. It won't need any more seasoning. It won't need anything. You may not even want to put ketchup on it because it's going to be perfect just the way it is. When you cook a ribeye steak, follow the same advice I just gave you. Literally the same advice I just gave you. Don't smash it. Only spin it once. When people flip things over and over, what you're doing is you're trying to get the middle cooked. You're trying to keep adding heat from both sides to get the middle cooked. You don't want the middle cooked. All right? Whether you like it red in the middle, maybe you just want it medium. That's fine. But don't ruin your burger. And if you're not getting a really good, almost a burnt crust on the outside, you're missing all the flavor because that's where all the flavor's at. Texas Roadhouse, there you go. All right, guys. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. We're doing a little thumbs up drive tonight. Yeah, that's cool. Little Thousand Island dressing's good. I think you'll find that that's what they make. That's Big Mac sauce. Thousand Island is Big Mac sauce. For those of you who didn't know it, I'm 90% sure that's exactly what it is, or at least that's what it mostly is. Yeah. No, Teddy does not go outside. He's just young. He runs way too much. He gets the run of the whole house a lot of times. He lives in the bedroom, but he gets to run the whole house. I keep the TV on for him and his brother in there. And I'm in there quite a bit, and I got 2 other family members here. So, they get stimulation, but I'm just not ready to let them out. We had 2 before, and they got up to age 2. We let them out. Within 2 weeks, they were both dead. And I can't go through that again. I love these cats too much. So at least until they get a little bit older, they're coming up on 3 now, but I'm afraid to let them out. They'll go right out on that paved road and they'll get run right over. So that's the story. But hopefully we can get, hopefully eventually they'll be able to go outside. Yeah, Teddy and his little brother in there, they do good, They'll get to go outside. Many cats never go outside. You know, I adopted two cats to my call screener. They're indoor cats. They never go outside. So it's not that unusual. These cats have all kinds of windows. Like I said, I leave the TV on for them a lot of times. Sometimes I don't. It's good to have both. You know, they're in there with me all evening. I'll go in there right after this show tonight. I'll go in there. I sit up for an hour or two a lot of times and pet them and watch TV and hang out. And then I get up in the morning and hang out for an hour or two before I get up and go out to the shed. So I spend quite a bit of time with them. They're living a good life. I think they are. And they'll get to go out later in their life. They'll get to have an outdoor life as well. But I do this now. All my new kittens, I keep them inside for 2 or 3 years now because I can't lose them like that. Eddie goes outside. Ed's an outside cat. He wandered up here. Mama's an outside cat. She's out about 50% of the time from in here. Now, that being said, I do bring the cats out in the yard and hang out with them for 20 minutes and let them walk around and smell everything and eat some grass or whatever they want to do. They get to do that too, but I don't just let them at large. Are you talking declining cats? Are you talking about declawing cats? Because if you're talking about declawing cats, many states have made it illegal. It's terrible what it does to cats. It's disgusting. I strongly recommend against any declawing of cats. It's bad. It's bad. It affects the way they walk. It's painful for the rest of their life when they walk. It's shown that cats that are declawed won't walk around near as much because it just hurts. And also, cat clawing furniture and stuff like that is manageable. It truthfully is. So I know I don't think I would never declaw a cat. I would never declaw a cat. I just wouldn't do it. Yeah. I would never do that, Heath. I can't do it. I wouldn't do it. No. It's too intrusive. You know, we get them fixed. That's one thing. When you get them fixed, you increase their lifespan by 500%. That's a net positive. But declawing them makes every bit of life they have miserable for the rest of their life. So to me, it's two totally different things. Yeah, please, everybody, don't ever declaw your cat. Please. Yeah, it's awful. It certainly is. Yes, I've got things here. I've got carpet stretched around things. We've got 2 or 3 things just in my room. I got 2 of those multi-level cat house things. I got 2 of them in my room, and I got another thing in the corner that they can claw. And my furniture's not all clawed up. I don't have that problem. I give them things to claw. If I see them clawing the furniture, I yell at them. But I really haven't had that big a problem with that. It also leaves them defenseless. Yeah, if you declaw them, you can never let them outside. You just can't. They have no way of defending themselves. They have no way of climbing a tree to get away from something. And if you take away their fight and their flight, wow. I mean, that's leaving them at an incredible disadvantage. Yeah. All right, so let's see what else we got going on. Oh, look at that truck with the lights. That's pretty cool. Yeah, these protests, there's nothing going on out here. This, you know, ridiculous. There's like 8 people out there. It's stupid. Yeah, most vets down here won't do it anymore, and a lot of states have outlawed it. A lot of counties down here have outlawed it. It's something it's going away. We will never do declawing. I mean, it's something that's kind of going away. Yeah, it's just it just ruins lives. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. You can also buy this bitter stuff to put on. There's different things you can do to get them to stop clawing. Besides that, all right. So let me do one more quick check of the news here, guys, and I think I'm going to say goodnight. We're here. We've been on 2.5 hours now, and I think I'm going to be signing off here before too much longer. Let's see if there's anything else going on here. Obscene hot mic moment interrupts ESPN's broadcast of the softball tournament. Oh my God. Oh, that's funny. I wonder what happened. Let's see if it'll play for me. Nope. This Fox is bad about this. The video they put at the top has nothing to do with the story that I clicked into. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Huh. They don't have a link to the audio, so there it is. You know, they write a story about something, and they don't even give you a link to the audio from the story that the story's about. Whatever. Yes, they did identify the son bitch that shot the White House, and he's a nut. He was a black guy that I don't know. They said that he had been arrested a bunch of times for messing around with the White House, messing around with Secret Service, having things he's not supposed to have. And yeah, he had quite a criminal history. And of course, he's dead now, so we don't have to worry about him no more. Yeah, they came out with his name pretty early. Remember my rule. If they come out with his name right away, he's a white straight male. If they come out with his name in about 6 hours, he's probably Muslim or Jewish. And if they come out with his name after 12 hours, or maybe even longer, maybe 15 hours or something, he's probably
of MMIW G2SLGBTQQIA+.
One of the letters there. And then, of course, if it's 2 or 3 days before they come out, he was a transsexual. So that's pretty much how this works. Well, on this one here, he's just some black guy that had this real big problem with Donald Trump, with Trump derangement syndrome. So they came out with it pretty early, about 4 hours later. So that actually fits my timeline that I always give. There's Marco. I like Marco. He's going to be a great vice president or president coming up soon. It's going to be great. Wood chippers are underrated. Yes. Rest in pieces. Yep. I mean, I'm watching these protests, and it literally almost, I think the one on the right there is recycled. Well, maybe not. It's still getting dark there. Yeah, it's still getting dark there. Look at that car in the center. I love it. All right, guys, last call. Let's go to the chat room and let's see what everybody's talking about tonight. I'm going to... I haven't ate my dinner yet, so once we sign off here, I'm going to go eat my dinner. Yeah, we covered that with the 2 kids that shot up the mosque. It's a hate crime. Plain and simple. It was a hate crime. They were the one of them was a Mexican that was a white supremacist. And the other one, I'm trying to think. There was something odd about both of them. But they went up there and shot those 3 people and killed them. And then they walked back to their car, sat in the car for a few minutes, and then each did themselves. It was bizarre. I don't understand it. We always try to understand what crazy people are doing. And that's probably our fault. They're just crazy. Whether you're shooting up the White House or shooting up a mosque in LA or wherever, it doesn't matter. It's still, we're trying to figure out what crazy people are thinking, literally. All right, 56 likes. We're getting there. Yes, thank you for hitting the like button, guys. I do really appreciate that, of course. And it really helps the channel. That's the main thing, is getting our word out there so we can get some more folks in here. We've kind of reached a plateau over the last 30 days or so with YouTube's pruning that's going on, plus no breaking news really anywhere. When you add those 2 things up, you know, we're halfway through tornado season, and we really haven't seen any real bad outbreak days. So, we're coming up on hurricane season, which is supposed to be a lot lighter than usual. So we'll have to see. We'll find things that people want to watch. Some of the biggest nights we've had were police pursuits and manhunts and things like that too. So there's other things we can cover out there when there's something to cover. It is what it is. We do okay. I think we did pick up a few subs tonight, and that's good. That's awesome. And hey, Dreadnought, I'm trying to see if there's and D Beard. There's a couple other, or Bard. You know, I'm probably pronouncing everybody's names wrong. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce everything. All right, guys, so last call in the chat room. Last call for the chat room. And I'm going to be signing off for tonight. This is our Monday night, Memorial Day. I would like to, real quick here, just mention one more time that Memorial Day is about over. It's over in 26 minutes. But I want to do one more moment of silence here. And I want you guys to use this moment to remember all the people all the people, and you know what? It's a lot more than you think. I want to thank the 1.3 million people that have died since 1775 for this country. Yep, the numbers don't lie. More than 1.3 million people have lost their life fighting for the freedoms that we enjoy today, the freedoms that they're protesting against right now. So let's take a moment. Let's have a moment of silence on this Memorial Day 2026. And let's think about all those folks out there that gave all so that we could have what we have. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and call it a night. This is Starship Adventures. My name's Ian. I hope you guys enjoy it. your day tomorrow. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern for another edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth. This has been our Memorial Day show here, 2026. And our next big show, we're going to do a real big show on the 4th of July. I've got some things planned. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Special thanks to my moderators and to my members out there and to everyone that watched the show tonight. Thank you very much for being here. And please hit that thumbs up on the way out. We're trying to get that thumbs up number up a little bit more. We really appreciate that. So thank you, everybody. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures, the Sights and Sounds of Earth. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a good night, everybody.
I woke up this morning with the flag on my mind. Another Memorial Day, another hill, well, I gotta climb. Not for me, but for the ones who never made it home. Left their blood on foreign soil, so we don't sleep alone. From the beaches of Normandy to the sands of Iraq, they answered when freedom called, never turned their back. This is Memorial Day, America, let's remember the price. The ultimate sacrifice, paid not once but 1,000 times. For the red, white, and blue, they laid their young lives down so we could keep this country the greatest on God's ground. We owe them more than words, we owe them more than tears. We owe them our freedom every day, every year. They were fathers, sons, daughters and brothers in arms, left behind families with broken hearts and empty arms. Some were barely 18 when they stood on that line, gave their tomorrow so we could have ours, one heartbeat at a time. They fought for the Constitution, for liberty's sweet call. They fought so the wicked wouldn't conquer us all. This is Memorial Day, America, let's remember the price. The ultimate sacrifice, paid not once but 1,000 times. For the red, white, and blue, they laid their young lives down so we could keep this country the greatest on God's ground. Now I'm standing in Arlington where the hillside is covered in stones. Row after row of white crosses, the very best of us, the bravest we've known. Each one tells a story of courage, honor and pain. Each one a hero who walked through the fire and the rain. From Revolutionary War graves to the wars of today, these stones stand silent, but they still have so much to say. Thank God for the soldiers, the Marines, the Navy and Air Force too, the Coast Guard and the National Guard. They bleed red, white, and blue. They don't ask for glory, they don't ask for fame. They just do what's right in freedom's name. We got the strongest military this world has ever seen, because real men and women still stand for the American dream. We got a president who honors them, stands tall and stands true, fights for our veterans like real leaders used to do. He signed the orders, kept the promises made, brought respect back to the flag and the price that was paid. No more apologies for being strong, no more hanging our heads. We're bringing back American pride from sea to shining sea again. So let the bugle play taps real slow across these hallowed hills. Let the tears fall for the fallen. Let the silence give us chills. They didn't die for nothing. They died so we could be the last best hope on earth, land of the brave and home of the free. To every Gold Star family hurting on this day, know your loved one's sacrifice will never fade away. Their names are written forever on the heart of this land. They gave everything so freedom could stand. We'll teach our children what real heroes look like. Not the ones on TV, but the ones who carried that rifle. This is Memorial Day. America, let the whole world see. We will never forget what they did for you and me. For the red, white, and blue, they gave their last full measure. These heroes sleep in Arlington, this nation's sacred treasure. From the hillside of stones, where the bravest now rest, we salute you. We thank you. May God bless the very best. Yeah, we salute you. We thank you. God bless America. And God bless the men and women who made her free.
This is the YouTube channel Starship Adventures, broadcasting live from Starship Studios in North Fort Myers, Florida, in the United States of America. We thank you for joining us this evening for another broadcast of the Sights and Sounds of Earth, covering every breaking news story across this troubled planet of ours. We brought you the raw, unfiltered pulse of the world in real time through our unique multi-screen format, broadcasting in high definition worldwide via fiber optic connection. Starship Adventures, a new kind of YouTube content. To our regular viewers, our loyal crew members, our amazing moderators, and everyone who tunes in each night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we thank you. Your support keeps this independent voice alive and well. We'll be back tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. Eastern with another live edition of the Sights and Sounds of Earth, right here on Starship Adventures. Until then, stay safe, stay informed, and may God bless you and these United States of America. This is Starship Adventures, and this concludes our broadcast day. Good night, America, and around the world. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra. Signing off. QSY, 7 3s, everyone, 7 3s.